Yeah.
Danielle.
So welcome everybody. We're so excited to have you all with us. This has been some journey. There's Barbara.
Okay. Waar jij? My sound is on.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. Yes,
So,
hi
we
Barbara.
made it through
Hello.
Alpha.
So we're so grateful for you guys to have stuck with us through this journey. This was some journey, I can tell you, and everybody who did this with us, I'm pretty sure you can tell it, you can say too, that there sure was some challenges. Tonight, however, is the big reveal. Was this worth it? What did we accomplish? How did things pan out for you? And we're going to have some celebration just to see, was this challenge worth it and how the challenge was. So Yvette, you have some opening words for us?
Well, I definitely know that some of our words came true in the first 10 days, 14 days. Some people were complaining, weren't feeling well. So our predictions were spot on. But it seems like everybody pushed through, worked on this, and we've had some phenomenal results. I'm super excited. Even the other night when some of the people shared in our reset group, it's exciting to see that people are focusing on getting healthy, getting off medications, and as a side effect, they lose inches and they lose weight. But with a carnivore challenge, our ultimate goal was for people to break the perceptions that were wrong, thinking that you have to eat less, move more, then you'll lose weight or you will lose inches. And I think, Johan, I somehow think we've broken that thought process for quite a lot of people.
Very much so. Very much so. And I do think everybody, because when you complete the forms in the Healthy platform, you might not have remembered all your measurements. But what I did, I took the beginning measurements and I added the last measurements and I calculated what the results were. It was simply spectacular for a lot of you. I do want to start off with Miss Barbara. Barbara lost 3 inches and 3 pounds. And Barbara, if you can unmute yourself and just tell us how hard was this? What was your experience? And do you think it was worth it?
Well, hello, everyone. The experience was great. I was kind of nervous in the beginning, because you hear different things, but I decided, and again, when you trust someone giving you a message, and it's a trust factor. And so I was able to push on and just push on, except for the time with the nuts and between the bacon and the nuts, etc. And then one time I think I got tired. I was sleeping. I found that, and I kept worrying, am I going into a little bit of depression or something like that? But I pushed on, and then when Sherry came up with the butter in the coffee. Well, I want coffee every day, which I wasn't doing before because I love the taste. But more than that, it cut my sweets completely off. I don't have that urge. If I get hungry, I go and get coffee and I put butter. Never in my life will I eat butter like I'm eating eggs, put it in a spoon, put it in my mouth and eat it. But the results was just phenomenal, especially the bowel movement. I mean, it was just unbelievable. So I first of all, as I said, is a trust factor, because if I didn't trust what y'all said, I couldn't continue. but I really truly believe, and it makes sense of what has happened, my results. So thank you. And thank you for everybody else.
Great. Thank you, Barbara. That's wonderful. So now we have some more results. And I'm going to move on to Ms. Alice. Alice lost a total of 6 pounds and 6 inches. So, and I know because Alice is my beautiful wife, that there were some challenges. But Alice, let's hear from you. How hard was this challenge? What was the most challenging for you? And do you think it was worth it?
Hi, everyone. I don't even know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm not so good with computers. Anyway, yes, it was worth it. I signed up because I want to be part of the team. So it was never even a thing that I thought I can push through, because if I look at Johan, it was my motivation. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try just for a month. And it wasn't that bad. I drink a lot of coffee. I didn't cut on cream. I still have my cream in the coffee. And it wasn't that hard. It was really not. I think at day 3, Johan asked me, I think he was expecting me to say I'm struggling. And I was fine. I never thought I will be able to do it, because it sounds like something you will not be able to complete or even start to finish. And I did the whole month. I did cheat, I think, with 5 things on one hand. I had raisin bread, 3 days, 1 slice. Yep, bad. But, and yeah, other than that, I never had candy, sweets, nothing. I did also, like Barbara said, did experience almost like depression. There was 2 days that I felt like I didn't take training. It must feel like this if you don't take it. So I said to Johan, I feel depressed. It feels like all my joy is gone. And that was 2 days, and headaches. I did have headaches. And but yeah, that passed and I'm okay. I am going to continue with Carnivore, and also Danielle, my daughter. She's the last one that we ever thought will keep on doing. But she told me, Mom, I'm okay. I'll keep on going. And that is our testimony. I guess I have everything.
Great. That's very well done. And from me, I try to not interfere at all, because I wanted the people in my house that is going to do this challenge to experience it like anybody else that's not in my household. And I have to say, I'm so proud of Alice and Danielle for pushing through and what they've accomplished. I don't think, and it was not me pushing them all the time. You got to do this. I watch what you're eating. That wasn't me. So I think just to switch things up a little, I heard Mr. Tony, who's been a long time carnivore, actually lost 5 pounds during the challenge.
Correct. I did. I lost 5 pounds. I didn't know I had 5 pounds to lose. I thought I was in tip-top shape. Apparently not. No. Yeah, I didn't take my measurements when we started this thing, and I don't know why, for whatever reason. But the one thing I did do was I weighed, and then obviously, as you all heard in the first week, I got on a scale sometime in the first week, but I didn't get back on it since. Okay. And then this morning when I got out of bed, after I'd been to the loo, make sure I was at my lightest weight. I weighed myself, and I clocked in at 5 pounds less than when I started this 30 days ago. And, you know, I didn't do this to lose weight. I just thought, okay, because I've been doing the carnivore thing for a while now. And I just said, okay, I'm going to join Yvette in this challenge. You know, she said, let's do this together. I said, okay, let's do it. So I just stuck to the plan. You know, when you have a plan, you kind of stick to it. When you don't have a plan, you graze the whole day. If it's lying on the counter long enough, you'll eat it. Doesn't matter what it is. You know, so that's why it's important to have the right food in the house.
Yeah.
And no alcohol for 30 days. So guess what's happening tonight?
Say as well, Tony, you must also include that you went to do some work with downlines in Pennsylvania and you traveled and none of that stopped you. So
Yeah, so
that
I
is
was-
a very big motivation.
Yeah, I was gone for 5 days, Yvette. Yeah. You know, so one day, the whole day, the Tuesday, I think it was travel. The whole day was travel. So it's airports. And you don't want to eat at airports because it costs you $400 for a sandwich. All right. So eating at airports is out. So I only had what I could pack into my carry-on luggage when I left home that morning, which was a bunch of mozzarella sticks and that sort of stuff. You know, and I don't really eat until 10 o'clock-ish in the morning. But when you get to the airport at 5 o'clock, while you're waiting for your plane, by 7 o'clock, your daily food is gone. Okay. So pretty much got no food left for the rest of the day. But my point is this, yeah, there was traveling involved. Stayed at somebody's house. And it's always a challenge when you're staying at somebody else's house that isn't on the same diet plan, if you will, as what you are. But if you're smart, you convince them real quick in the game that this is the way you eat, and they'll do anything to accommodate you. So next thing you know, you've got them eating carnivore for 3 days, which is great because then you stay on track. All right. But the nice thing is, and I will say this, when I left there, that lady has now been carnivore for 2 weeks. So, yep. So we got to do what we got to do. But it feels good to lose weight. It feels good to not have a little bit of a belly in the way. I've had to adjust my belt 1 notch. Yvette looked at my butt the other day. She said, your pants are too big. Your butt's just hanging in there. It's all saggy. Your pants are all flaggy and what have you. So and these are brand new. I've had them a month. So I have to downsize again. It's expensive losing weight. I'll tell you that much. But at the same time, you donate a boatload of stuff to Goodwill and you get all your tax money back. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's
all right. Well, thanks, Don.
Danielle's going to share with us tonight because I do believe
yes.
what she achieved and what she learned is big.
Absolutely. I have to say, and Danielle, if you can please get your camera on and unmute. What Danielle achieved is really phenomenal. She lost a total of 11 3/4 inches. The most spectacular part of that is it's only 2 pounds. And that is why we said in the beginning, don't get on the scale because it will discourage you. Because if you eat this way, you will build muscle, but you will lose fat. So Danielle, how hard was this? How impressed are you with yourself? Because we are. And do you think it was worth it?
It wasn't that hard because I only ate once a day because of school and everything. But at the beginning, I had cravings like for chocolate and stuff like that. So yeah, but other than that, it was good.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Danielle, did you see any difference in your skin?
Yeah, a little bit. Like my skin was a little bit more clear. Like I felt a lot better. Like I felt a lot more clear. 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 Like I felt a lot more Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
reason
don't
I'm
break
asking
out.
is there's a lot of young girls that ask always about their skin, and this is probably the greatest elimination diet for skin problems. So I wanted to see, you didn't break out, what you had got better.
Yeah. I was also on birth control for a while because of my skin, but I got off of it right before we started the challenge and I had no breakouts or anything. So,
That is amazing. That is very, very good. And what do you think? Is this something that you enjoyed enough that you could see yourself living healthy like this?
yeah.
Great. Thank you, Danielle. That's really remarkable. And I'm so proud of all of you, you carnivores who stuck with us and for the results. It is really just phenomenal. Well, I did my own measurements as well, I have to say. And I lost, what did I do? Let me see what I did. 5.5 inches and 8 pounds. And here is the thing. Since you are carnivore, you don't always realize what you do. That is why the challenge is actually good for somebody who is carnivore already to stick with a challenge and go through it. Because you don't always know the things that you sneak in here and there. Because you know you're going to go straight back to carnivore, but there's the proof in the pudding. Me and Tony both lost weight, both lost size, and it's all, and with my 5.5 inches down. The other interesting fact is I'm up by 1.25 inches around my chest, which is muscle. So I'm not sad about that.
Sherry, so how did you experience the 30 days? You've been carnivore before. How did this 30 days pan out for you?
Good. I'm more carnivore-ish because there's some cheese here and there, and but for the most part, pretty carnivore. Because we have a large family, we have to, make it work. So, but yeah, I couldn't get the app to work to put my measurements on, which is why I didn't put it on. But I did lose a little over 1 inch on my waist. I think what I noticed more than the scale didn't budge. It never budges because it hates me, and that's okay. But what I noticed more is that the stomach skin tightening, and after you've had, 9 babies, it gets stretched out and saggy, and so I don't know, I call it the little apron, the lower part of the belly that's right above the pubic, that's continuing to get smaller, and because I'm so close to like my goal, I'm going to be a slower loser than when I was, in the beginning. But I know my inflammation is continuing to go down because my feet are hurting less, actually almost not at all. And I've been able to increase my physical activity. So I was listening to some stuff from Dr. Sean O'Mara. So I started implementing some sprinting, which I am not a runner, so I don't know if a lion or a tiger started chasing me, I'd probably be like, coming to meet you, Jesus, because I'm not doing this. But I did start sprinting, and I have not met Jesus yet, so we're good. But yeah, so it's good, and we just like tonight. It was my husband's birthday, so we made steak, and then my daughter made him homemade onion rings with pork panko breading, and she made butter fried green beans. I just ate steak. So, but I did have a piece of the carnivore cake that I made. So there's nothing like bad in it, but it was a little bit sweet. So that's why I was carnivore-ish. But it's a special day. So sometimes you just have to do that. But yeah, it's been good. And October 1st will be my 1-year carniversary. So yes, carniversary. So yeah, I mean, I don't ever plan on going back to any carb-filled
Yeah.
way of eating at all, ever. The pain's just not worth it. I could be fat forever, but as long as I don't have pain, the pain just isn't worth it from the inflammation.
Well, it makes me think about what Johan said in our team group training on Saturday. And it's such an epiphany because I have a lot of people that'll tell me, but I don't really feel bad, because they have felt that way for so long that they think it's normal. So when they do have no pain and they do feel fine, they're like, oh, I didn't know I could feel so well. So well done, Sherry. And Johan, I didn't mean to abrupt, but amazingly done. We are so proud of you. That was fantastic. And I think we have Della still. Miss Della, do you want to share with
Yes.
us?
I don't know if I'm off the mute, am I?
You
You're
are
on.
off the mute. We can hear
smart.
you.
It was a challenge, and I'm going to keep doing it. I had lost before, and I cheated and stuff, and I'm trying to get back on it, and it makes it difficult because I've been helping my sister a lot because she's moving to Oklahoma. So I've been busy helping her, but I have to get back on it because I want to get back correctly doing it right. And I have failed on some of it, so I want to get back on it.
Well, you learned from our training. Be gentle on
Yes.
yourself, because you are doing a lot. You are helping a lot of people. So just be forgiving, and whenever you can, try and eat right as much as what you know it'll help you. That's all.
Correct.
We are so proud of you, Della, because you did so much
Yes.
already. So you've come a far way.
Yes, and I want to keep going.
We certainly will see that. And I did take my measurements and I did take my weight, but I did not put it on I wanted to be secretive.
Mhm.
So I'm joking. I just never got there. I have lost 3.8 pounds, but again, I'm not losing at a speed of pounds, but I did lose nearly 6 more inches, 5.8. And I have been keeping a chart from when I started. I started Carnivore last year in June. I started my measurements last year in August. And from August until now, I have lost a total of 35.8 inches.
Good.
And this is what the kicker is. The same as with Danielle. I've only lost 14 pounds. So the weight hasn't been the big thing. It's been the inches.
I was instructed to taste something quick, so give me one moment. This is butter with cocoa powder.
Ooh, did you make some butter and cocoa powder bites?
Mm.
Is that brown butter, Johan?
Brown butter with some cocoa powder in it.
Okay.
Delicious.
And then
Like it.
you gotta put some crumbled bacon in it, and it just elevates it that much more.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. I've never done it with the cocoa powder, but I make it for my husband with bacon, and I have different silicone molds because we don't eat meat on Fridays. So I have the smaller heart-shaped ones are just the butter, and then the bigger square ones have the bacon in it, so that he knows, like, because he keeps them at work and it helps keep him going. And it's great for before bed because butter helps you sleep more.
Yeah.
And it helps you get into a deeper sleep and stay asleep. It's nature's melatonin.
Yes.
But Yvette, my two teenagers have said the same thing. Like the scale, my 16-year-old, I have to get her all new clothes because like we're having to safety pin them together because they're just falling off of her. She's probably down, and she wasn't heavy to begin with, but she's probably down 2 or 3 pant sizes. So like everything that her grandparents just bought her, but the scale only budged 7 pounds.
Mm.
And my 18-year-old, who was borderline pre-diabetic a year ago and, you know, had a lot of the metabolic symptoms, the keratosis pilaris, the skin tags, the asthma, all of that, and then the elevated A1C, she's considerably shrunk, but I think the scale maybe only changed 4 pounds for her. But like everyone looks at her and, wow, you've lost weight. No, she just replaced that fat with muscle, and she's not exercising at all because other than Taekwondo because of her asthma. So, you know, but yeah, so it's muscle and fat weigh the same. They just take up different amounts of space.
Well, you know, we don't have a fancy scale. I'm not saying that by all means, and I don't really think it's 100% accurate. But I do believe if you weigh on the same broken scale and you see an improvement, then at least there's an improvement on the broken scale. And we have one that does the body fat and the body weight and the bone mass. And my bone mass increased with nearly 0.5%, which is quite a lot. My body fat decreased with 5%, and my body weight from when I started carnivore until now increased with 4.3%. So I am definitely denser, heavier, and I think that is the big thing I have learned from all of this. And I was telling Johan, and I was telling Tony, I saw a young girl the other day, a picture of her at 135 pounds, and she looked decent, really not bad. And she showed a picture of her weight at 165 pounds, and she's ripped, and she's solid muscle, and she's small. That was like, this is a 30-pound difference, and this woman is like 2 sizes smaller. Yeah. So I do believe that for many people, I hope that this challenge taught you, first of all, I didn't last week want to give you permission to cheat, but like some of you have seen, you can still live a life as long as you don't make the cheat day, cheat week, cheat month. And I think that's the big takeaway. And again, what I said that night, I was a little bit weary of telling people, if you do cheat, you're 90% of the time, you're not going to gain weight. You're just going to feel crap. So with that said, Johan, I don't know what words of wisdom you have. I know we have another challenge coming up, but please share with us.
That is the big news. So we are going, I see Tony's got his hand up. Let's hear from Tony first.
Yeah, I don't have big news, but I've got something to share. This is the lady that I was at in Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago. Started carnivore. She called us. We spoke with her on Sunday. She said she feels like death warmed up. She feels like somebody just unplugged her power cord. And
she was on her day 10, hey Tony? That
yeah, it was right around day 10. And so we just chatted with her, and Yvette gave us some wise words, and said just bite the bullet. You're almost through the worst part. But, you know, day 10, 12, 10 to 12, 13, somewhere around there is a bit of a challenge. Just got this message from her now. She says, thank you so much. Really appreciate the two of you. Yes, some small wins, but really wanted to share. Yesterday, dizzy, lightheaded all day, so I fasted all day. Feel much better today. Today, hung all my banners up at the fair, blah, 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 business, and she's doing well. So she's thinking, I mean, she's feeling better now than she did on Sunday. So, yeah. And I spoke with somebody again today that said it feels like their battery was, you know, pulled out. And I said, Suzanne, you just got to push through for the next 3 days, you know, sit tight, push through, eat, but push through. So she's right on that cusp as well. So just remember that when you're talking to people.
Yes. Thanks, Tony. Sherry?
Yeah, I just wanted to offer one thing. So when I started this journey, like way back when, if you know me, I like research the heck out of everything before I make any move. And then I dive in, like with me, it's all or nothing. So when I started keto, I knew about the keto flu and like Tony said, having your battery pulled out. I never dealt with any of that because so the key that I learned was like that first 2 weeks, increase your salt, like to the point that you would not, because it's all electrolyte shifts. That is what it is. When I first started, I think I was taking 1 to 2 teaspoons a day of salt, just pinches. Like I would measure it in a container. And when I start feeling crappy, I would just take it and wash it down with water. I never had those humps. I never had the, oh, I'm going to die. I never had any of that where I had to push through because I kept my, and it wasn't crappy table salt. At that time, it wasn't Redmond's, but it was the, a good sea salt. But I never dealt with any of those humps. So that's just like my key. Whenever anyone's like, oh, I'm going to start this, I'm like, salt, because you need that sodium because your kidneys are going to flush it out. So that's just something that I always tell someone. So if you've got someone that's like, I don't know if I can push through, just have them take salt. You can mix some apple cider vinegar and carbonated water with the salt and put it over ice, and you've got a nice refreshing drink if they don't just want to like pop it on their tongue. To me, it's just easier to pop it on my tongue and just flush it down, but everyone's different. But that would be my big thing.
Okay, so thank you for everybody's input. I really appreciate that. We are going to do a carnivore challenge again next month. First day is going to start on September 5th. And so tell everybody that you think might benefit from this. We will post it in our Facebook group as well. And if anybody asks, but is it hard? Tell them what your experience were. And tell them what the results were, because I tell you, so many people can benefit from this. So many people are on prescription medicines that they don't need to be on, and if they can get metabolically healthy, they can get off of those drugs. So please share this with everybody, and like I say, September 5th. We start this all over again, and I have to reset the program in our program, and then I'll post a link to that in the group next. Actually, might actually be able to do it tomorrow. So share
This
with.
This is fairly short notice that we're doing this on, but we wanted all of you to hear other people's victories, because one person might have had better digestion, another one might have had better skin, somebody's hair might feel better. So the whole thing is, if you know anyone that is struggling with anything like this, please give them the link, let them sign up, because it's all about, like Johan said, getting a start for that proper human nutrition. And that's where we are at, so that we can get people moved forward to ultimately do what we want to do, and that is to reduce their medicine.
Absolutely. And I want to add, Danielle is my teenage daughter. If you know anybody with teenage kids that can benefit from this, because this can really change their lives. I mean, from stopping medicines for your skin that sometimes can be detrimental to your health. So there's a lot of benefit, and if I always feel the earlier in life that you start a healthy path, so much better when you get older. And I think we all can attest to that. So that is my story, and I want to thank you all for being on here again. And I really hope you all have a super fantastic rest of the week. And I just want
hang on. We've got to do a shout out here for where did Miss Alice go? She's not going to jump short on this one. It's Alice's birthday on the 1st of September. Yes. Happy birthday, Alice. You are finally catching up to us. Have a wonderful birthday. We wanted to just celebrate you. So everybody, thank you so much, Johan, for all your work, everybody for doing their part, sharing. If we can each touch one other person's life, we can certainly help. And like Johan said, I really appreciate what you were saying there about the younger kids. So important.
Yeah. All right. I think everybody can unmute and say goodbye, and we really hope to see you soon on something else.
Cheerio.
Thank you
Thank
for all
you.
your help.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Great.
I'll be back, even if it's just to see Barbara.
Okay.
Yes, yes, Tony. Yes, yes, yes. I'm doing well. By the way, I went to the gym and